went to their main office today down the road from the Fusion Center on North Lamar. They told me to go to this address on Rutherford Lane. I went there and they gave me this number. They pretty much told me that the office that I need to go to didn't exist there. So I'm going to call them right now. So just bear with me one moment.
Thank you for calling the Health and Human Services Office of the Ombudsman. Gracias por llamar a la oficina del Ombudsman de la Comisión de Salud y Servicios Humanos de Texas. For English, press 1. Para español, oprima el número. We can help you with complaints and issues related to health and human service programs. If you have a complaint, please contact someone with the program first to try to solve the problem. For example, if you have a complaint about Medicaid or SNAP eligibility, please call 211 or 1-877-541-7905. To contact our office using a TTY or to offer relay service device, please hang up and dial 711. To help us improve our services, your call might be monitored or recorded. Are you an out-of-state worker who needs to verify benefits for a client? If yes, press 1. Do you want to apply for benefits such as SNAP food benefits, Medicaid, CHIP, or TANF cash help? Or do you want to check your benefit amount, report a change, or check on your application for these benefits? If yes, press 2. Do you have questions or concerns about early childhood intervention, independent living services, deaf and hard of hearing services, blind children services, autism services, or the family violence program? If yes, press 3. Are you calling about your Medicaid case? If yes, press 4. Are you calling about supplemental security income, SSI, retirement and survivor's disability insurance, RSDI, or anything else about Social Security? If yes, press 5. Are you calling about other health and human services help, such as the Healthy Texas Women Program, the Medical Transportation Program, or do you want to speak to someone in our office? If yes, press 0. To hear this, thank you for calling the Office of the Ombudsman. This is Leslie. Do you have your case number or your social?
Yes, ma'am. I prefer not to give my social if possible. This complaint concerns a stakeholder of the Department of Health and Human Services called Citizens Corps. I currently have a video on YouTube called FEMA's Citizens Corps and Unconstitutional Treatment. And I have made a complaint to the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General due to their harassment. And it's been recorded, and I have a informant that may in the future testify in a court of law. So since I have found out that Department of Health and Human Services, they're a respectable organization, but that they are partnered with Citizens Corps and DOJ and different other agencies, I wanted to share this information because my name is Robert Rivera.
Okay.
And I have hired, well, actually my family has hired people from Puerto Rico that are wealthy. They've hired private investigators to figure out what's going on. And what we have discovered is that Citizens Corps is abusing their privileges, and they are doing community policing in a very highly unethical manner, which violates the United States Constitution. And I have talked to a few attorneys, and I have over 24 right now, that are actually asking me right now to sign a contract. My information has nothing to do with your office, but I've discovered at your office, according to my private investigators that have been hired by wealthy relatives, that Department of Health and Human Services is partners with this organization. I guess you can call them stakeholders. And I live in Austin, Texas, and a tremendous amount of unethical activity has been recorded, and I want to ensure that Department of Health and Human Services understands that Department Department of Homeland Security's Citizens Corps is under investigation at this moment. So I just wanted to pass that information down. No accusations, nothing concerning your organization is going to be mentioned. But I figured I should share this information because there's a possibility that we could be going into litigation here very shortly.
Okay, sir. And do you mind if I get a contact phone number for yourself?
I prefer not to give my contact information out, ma'am, due to the situation, due to my attorney's advice. I wanted to say, I know that you guys are a respectable organization, but Citizens Corps has been involved in some unethical activities which most Americans do not know of. And I just wanted to pass that information down because if the investigators find out that you guys are working along with Citizens Corps and the non-governmental agency, they find out it won't look good because they're actually working on a case right now. It's the possibility of it is very, very high. It's up to me. I'm actually considering it. The thing about it is I'm looking at leaving America, and for a mere $600,000 or $700,000 is not enough, considering what I've been through. I whistleblowed on Citizens Corps, Department of Health and Human Services. Oh no, Citizens Corps is CITIZENS, like citizens, and then just another word is core, CORPS. Yes, ma'am. The main reason I'm giving you guys this information is because I want you guys to have it on file because what they're doing is illegal and it is unconstitutional. I have complained about this organization and I have an informant that right now that actually I have him on my YouTube channel. You can look him up. The video is called FEMA Citizens Corps Unconstitutional Treatment. The informant has been verified to work for Citizens Corps and law enforcement in the local area, and he has considered testifying in a court of law against Citizens Corps because he had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. When I mentioned to him what I was going through, he kind of broke down. He had no idea what they were doing. Citizens Corps is not a respectable organization like your organization, and I feel like your organization has a right to see on video firsthand what this organization is doing in our country, because I don't feel like your organization should have to take the rap for another organization, because they utilize their stakeholders to do community policing, and my private investigators have confirmed that the Department of Health and Human Services does community policing without no badge. So I'm probably one of the very few Americans in this whole entire country that has the video proof that I do. But my hope is not to expose nothing what you guys do. My thing is just making sure your organization realizes that Citizens Corps is violating constitutional rights, and I have no intentions of litigation towards your organization. My whole thing is letting your organization know what they do, because I'm leaving this country very shortly.
Okay. Okay, sir. I have documented this information, and I will be sure to, let my supervisor know about the call today, okay?
All right. Thank you, ma'am. God bless.
No problem, sir. Thank you, and thank you for calling the Office of the Ombudsman.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Greetings, fellow eyes. Now, I have made a video in the past about strange encounters when I go to the post office. So we see this vehicle here. It says Texas Health and Human Services Commission. Now, for the past 2 years that I've lived in Austin, Texas, I've been harassed by components of Department of Justice, DSHS, like Citizens Corps, and I have systematically complained about harassment, and have even been on TV and have shared proof of my harassment online and to city officials, but they have not done anything. So it has me wondering what is going on. Now, for a whole entire year, every single time I went to the post office to get a money order to pay my bills, I had groups like Radio Ham Operators, NASA, Block Watch, Neighborhood Watch, non-stop popping up at the post office. And out of all the cars in the parking lot, they were the only people that would not enter the post office, which gave me an assumption that something right was not going on, because I have lived in New York City, Dallas, LA, Miami. I've been to major cities across the globe, and I've never experienced anything like this. So when I first moved here, I had a lady sit in her car, and across her
sedan stated Block Watch. She had a magnetic sticker. She would not turn her face to the left or to the right. A week after that, I had an encounter with people that I tracked down that worked for an agency called Citizens Corps doing the same exact thing. It was an older woman with a very short feminist type haircut. I have her license tag, all her information. So this cannot be debunked. The only reason I'm not adding it to this video is because she's an older woman and I respect my elders and I don't want nothing bad happening to her, because I know that a lot of people look at my YouTube page from other governments in other states, so I'm not going to share her information with no one, no matter what. Your money is of use. So I realize that these people are serious about harassing me, that they're serious about persistently causing trauma in my life. So after doing research, I discovered that HHS, Health and Human Services, has ties to Citizens Corps. And I feel that it's necessary to contact them to alert them of Citizens Corps and their activities. Thank you for listening.